card shop. I'm good. Anything bringing you in today that's calling your name? I might have it. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I might have it. Okay, that's fine. You can look around and see, but I have some cards here set aside that I like to show my customers because they're some of my favorites, and I think they're pretty cool looking. Okay, yeah, I can show you them. That's awesome, right? I have them kind of here in sort of a little messy pile here. Let me take care of these real quick. Screw it. Alright, let's start here. This is a Willie Mays card. It is a Golden Moments. Keep in mind these cards are a little bit older, maybe like 2012 these came out with tops. It's Golden Moments. Willie Mays is what the back looks like. I could read it, but if I did that for every card, you'd be here for hours upon hours. So it just talks about him getting in a one run that led the San Francisco Giants to a 1-0 victory. Willie Mays, one of the greatest outfielders of all time. So yeah. Next up we have another Willie from San Francisco, Willie McCovey. This is a golden, what's that say? Gold standard. It's got this nice little gold patch on it, and it talks about him joining the 1500 RBI club. Yeah, Willie McCovey is one of the best first basemen that played outfield of all time. Yeah. Alright, next up, we have this cool looking Nelson Cruz card from when he played in Seattle. He's got a good looking face on there. Nelson Cruz, one of the rawest power hitters in the game that's ever played baseball. I'll just read this one. Cruz, the 2017 Mariners Heart and Hustle Award winner, led by both word and deed. Too many young players with self-doubt. He can relate his own journeyman saga of being traded several times and not becoming an everyday player until he was 28 years old. Good story for Nelson Cruz. Dude's a monster. Hit home runs, but can't play the field for shit. This one's one of my personal favorites. I don't believe this is a rookie card, but it's a Future Stars Cody Bellinger card. If you watch baseball, you know Cody Bellinger. I don't know why I'm saving his name weird. Oh, Cody Bellinger. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it right. It sounds weird coming out the mouth. No homo. But yeah, it has. Okay, yeah, it's not a rookie card. It has his 2017 stat on the back. If you can see that, I doubt you can. Sorry. Yeah, Cody Bellinger card. One of my personal favorites. Next up, we have a Ryan Sandberg card, one of the greatest Chicago Cubs to ever do it. This is, it's celebrating Wrigley Field's 100 years, as you can see right there. Yeah, he played second base, and he was an all-around player with lots of high batting average seasons and great defensive work. Ryan Sandberg card. Alright, this one's for kind of fun right here. This is David Price and Big Papi on the Boston Red Sox. And it's just the two of them with their little, on this little golf cart. I don't know why I couldn't think of what it was. But here's the back. It just has like stats and other checklists of cards and stuff to get. This is David Squared, because they're both David Price and David Ortiz. David Squared, Papi and Price ready to rock Fenway Park. So this was the card from the first year that David Price was actually in Boston. So it might have been Papi's last year playing too. My favorite baseball player of all time right here, deserves a tribute. I think he's the greatest. He's the GOAT of baseball. I don't think anyone will ever be better than him. Even though Mike Trout's putting up a fight, I still think Griffey's got him. I'm going to read this one just because I personally love Ken Griffey Jr. An interleague game against the visiting Mariners proved a perfect backdrop for Griffey's 2000th career hit. On June 18th, 2002, Ken, up with a man aboard in the bottom of the first inning, hit a sharp grounder off the pitcher for an infield single to reach the milestone. The Red Star would tack on one more hit that night, an additional 781 the rest of his career. Wow. Obviously, Ken Griffey Jr. known more for his time in Seattle than him in Cincinnati and Chicago, but nonetheless, still my favorite baseball player. Next up, we have an MLB debut card of Carl Yastrzemski, whose grandson, I believe, Mike Yastrzemski, is in MLB right now. This is a cool little Boston, MLB debut card. If you're a Red Sox fan, this would be nice to have and add to your collection. Nothing crazy about it though. Just Carl Yastrzemski. Okay, this one's kind of cool. This is a 1960 Carl Yastrzemski rookie card. Obviously not from 1960, but it's a remade Topps card. It says some stuff on the back about Carl Yastrzemski, but talks about him, all of his rookie stuff and everything he did as a rookie. One of the Red Sox greats, Carl Yastrzemski. Next up, we have, everyone knows this guy, Jackie Robinson. This is another kind of like a Yastrzemski card with a remake. It's got Jackie on the front, it says Dodgers, and it's got his signature. The first black player in the MLB, Jackie Robinson, he broke the color barrier, everyone knows it. And the game wouldn't be the same without you, so everyone loves Jackie. That card's cool. I like that one. Next up we have a Golden Greats. Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man. Cal Ripken Jr. is one of the greatest shortstops of all time. Not much to say about him, really. He's just one of the greats. This card is the brightest of stars, and it's got this nice little golden circle on it. And it talks about his all-star appearance in 1991 in Toronto on the back. So if you're a Cal Ripken fan, that is a good card for you, my dude. Next up we have Alex Rodriguez, a gold standard card. This is, I like this one because it talks about on the back his 600th home run. Alex Rodriguez, even though he did take roids, is still one of my favorite players, and honestly could have been the greatest player of all time if he didn't get injured. He took off in Seattle, and man, he had a bright future ahead of him. And even in New York and Texas, he didn't do terrible, but injuries proved to ruin yet another young, well, not really young, you know what I mean. Injuries, blah, blah, blah. A-Rod card. I recommend you get this one. Actually, don't get this one because I want to hold on to it. It's so cool. Next up, another gold standard. We have the late and the great Tom Seaver. Rest in peace. Tom Seaver was a great pitcher for the New York Mets. He is a Hall of Famer, and rest in peace. He recently passed away. But yeah, Tom Seaver. If you're a Mets fan, you can get this card. It talks about his 25-win season on the back. Yeah, Tom Seaver. Alright, this one looks like to be another gold standard card. Wow. Nolan Ryan threw 7 no-hitters in his career, believe that or not, if you didn't know that. But on the back, it talks about his 5,714 strikeouts he had. That's absurd for a pitcher. I mean, for anyone, I don't care who you are, that's a lot of strikeouts. And he holds the all-time record for most no-hitters thrown, so gold standard. Up next, we have yet another gold standard, and it is Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron is an Atlanta Brave great. He was once held the most home runs of all time, but he got broken by Barry Bonds. Talks about his 700 home runs on the back of this card. Really cool to have if you are a Braves fan or particularly a Hank Aaron fan. Alright, taking a little break from the gold standards. I'm sure we got more. We have a mound dominance Dennis Eckersley card with the A's. I like this. This is a little strike zone. I believe Eckersley threw a nasty knuckleball. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, Dennis Eckersley was one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and maybe I'm getting Eckersley confused with Phil Niekro, but yeah, it talks about how he threw a 4-pitch inning on the back of this card. So, Dennis Eckersley, that one's gonna get put there. And speaking of Phil Niekro, we have a Phil Niekro mound dominance card, and man, look at this old guy in this photo here. He looks like he's 50. Talks about in 1986 how he threw 9 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 4. Yeah, Phil Niekro is, this guy throws a mean knuckleball. I know that for a fact. Phil Niekro, if you are an Indians fan, you might want this. But, or if you're just a fan of the knuckleball. Next up, we have one of the first 5-tool players I can remember watching. Not really watching, but seeing. Andre Dawson, and it's another gold standard, and it's got this nice little golden patch on it. It talks about his 400th home run, and he became the 25th member of the 400 home run club, and I'm sure that there's a lot more after him, but he became the 25th guy to do it, which is cool. Andre Dawson's a 5-tool guy. He stole a lot of bases. He was quick and he could hit for power. So yeah, we have Andre Dawson. And lastly, we have one of my favorite players when I was growing up, Josh Hamilton. This card is a golden moments. This is full speed ahead. Josh Hamilton, he was on track to be one of the greats of all time until he fell in love with something called cocaine, and evidently he lost his job as an MLB player and has not been heard of since. So that sucks for you, Josh, but drugs aren't good. Talks about in 2011, talks about how good of a game he had, not a particular game, important game, but yeah, it's a full speed ahead, so it shows how much potential he had. He says back here, full speed ahead, but sucks to suck. That's terrible to throw away your career like that, Josh, but I'll always love you, man. You were such a great, guy to look up to while you were playing ball, and then you found cocaine. Sucks, but that's all I got. All these cards right here. I don't know if they're worth anything valuable, really. I'm just a brand new card shop, so you can